Welcome back to another tutorial. If you're new here, my name is Gift, and on this channel I teach fashion design from beginner to advanced completely free. And in today's lesson I'll show you how to cut and sew a basic straight skirt. And if you haven't watched the pattern drafting tutorial, I recommend watching that first. I went ahead to fold my fabric in two, right sides facing each other. Please pay attention to what I'm doing. Fold your fabric in two because I'll be cutting the front and the back of the skirt together. So after folding in two, I went ahead to straighten it out, and then I also went ahead to mark out the back pieces. Okay, mark on the wrong side of the fabric, just like you see me doing this video. That's to differentiate the front from the back. Now I went ahead to fold it again. The part I'm folding now is the front of the skirt. You'll notice that the front I just folded right now will not get to the back. As you can see, that's because the back is going to have a zipper allowance. And remember, we are cutting the front and the back together. Make sure your fabric, the right side, is facing each other. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark a straight line at the top. This is going to be our starting line. Mind you, this skirt is not going to have a waistband, so please pay attention very carefully. So I'm going to go ahead to input our vertical measurements. I'll mark our waist to hip. I usually mark at 8 and 10 inches. Your waist to hip is actually 9 inches, but I mark at 8 and 10 to eliminate the sharp edge. Okay, I don't want it to be sharp at the hips. Now on the waistline, I'll go ahead to mark my waist measurement divided by 4, which is 7.5. Then I'm going to go ahead and add an extra 1.5 inches for the seam allowance. That's your stitch allowance. Add 1.5 inches. You can do 2 if you want. Now after doing that, I'm going to go ahead to mark out my hip measurement divided by 4. This is how I do it. You first of all fold it in 2, and then you fold it again, which is 4. You folded it in 4 now. Whatever you have, that is your hip measurement. Okay, that's how you get to your measurement if you don't want to use a calculator. Okay, so now I'm going to mark out my hip measurement divided by 4, and I'm also going to mark it on the 8 inches and the 10 inches. This is to eliminate that sharp edge. If you've not watched the pattern drafting tutorial, please go and watch it. Now I'm going to add an extra 1.5 inches for stitching allowance. Okay, so whatever we have on the hip, I'll take that measurement minus 3 inches from it. Okay, I'll minus 3 inches from it. That is what we are going to have at the hemline. Now after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and use my curved ruler to join the hips to the waist. Okay, so we'll be joining from the waist to the hips. Please pay attention to this part very carefully. Okay, so you can see what I did. I first of all joined the 8 and 10 inches mark. That's the hip curve. That's to eliminate the sharp edge. And then I went ahead to join from the waist to the hips. You can see how curved it is. It's not so sharp. So after doing that, I went ahead to make the line more visible, and I'm going to be joining the hip to the hem using this long ruler. I'll be joining it all the way to the hem. Okay, so go ahead and do the same thing for your own. I also went ahead to make the lines more visible by drawing out a straight lines. This is my full length. This is where my full length stopped. I also went ahead to fold the extra 3 inches at the bottom that I left. Yeah, I left extra 2 inches at the bottom. So I'm going to fold it like you see me do in this video, because that's what we'll be using to turn it with the lining. Okay, this is to ensure that the lining does not show after we've turned the skirt. After stitching it together, the lining is not going to show at all. So go ahead, fold it, and then mark out a straight line like you see me do. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. That will be all for the skirt. This is all we need for our skirt pattern. Okay, so this is all we need. We are going to also be folding the waist with the extra ½ inch left at the top. Okay, so you can see how it is, so that when it's folded it will not be short. Please pay attention. Even if you don't understand, look at what I'm doing. After doing this, I also went ahead to cut out my lining piece and I folded it like we did for the front. Now I also went ahead to align the main fabric to the lining piece. Align it like we did for the the main fabric. Okay, so after joining it together, I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. Okay, and after cutting it out, you can see what we have here. Now the 3 inches are the down part that I left. I'm going to fold it up again and I'm going to cut the lining from that point. This is to ensure that the main fabric and the lining piece is not equal, so that when we fold it, the main fabric will be inside of the lining piece. I hope we understand. Now this is what we have for the main fabric and for the lining piece. As you can see, the main fabric is longer at the hem. So now we are going to go ahead and join the main fabric to the lining piece, front side facing each other. Please, if you want to join, let the right sides face each other. Okay, make sure that you align it very well. So we'll be starting from the hemline. Align the hemlines together. As you can see what we have is very equal. Now I'm going to go ahead and sew a straight stitch down. So after doing that, this is what we have. I also went ahead to iron it out, and then I'm also going to make a top stitch on the hemline. So after stitching it, this is what we have. Now we're going to go ahead and fold the skirt. Please pay attention to what I'm doing. You're going to fold it right sides facing each other. Anything you're stitching, please stitch with the back. So the front of the lining and the front of the skirt together, align it properly. And after doing that, as you can see, this is what we are going to have. Now you can see that the main fabric is inside, so the lining piece did not get to the hem. Now we are going to go ahead and sew a straight stitch at the waistline. Okay, sew a straight stitch at the waistline and then go ahead and join the sides as well. Go ahead and join the sides. I'm going to be doing this for the front. This is the front piece, and I'm also going to be doing the same thing for the two back pieces. So after joining it, this is what we have. This is what we have after joining. I also went ahead to leave a little space at one of the corners. Since we'll not be using a waistband, we need somewhere we can turn it from. So I'm going to put my hand inside now and turn the fabric over. After turning it out, you can go ahead and stitch that place down if you want. This is optional. Okay, so go ahead and turn the fabric inside out. Now after turning it, this is what we have. So for these edges, you can decide to use your scissors, but I do not like to use the scissors because it sometimes pokes it. So this is what we have after turning it. You can see how neat it is. I'm going to go ahead and iron it out. Please make sure whatever you're doing, you're ironing it out. So after ironing, you can see how flat it is laying. I'm going to attach the two back pieces to the front piece. Make sure you align it properly. After aligning it, we're going to go ahead and pin down our zipper allowance. Okay, remember the fabric we left before at the edge for the back? This is going to be our zipper allowance and our slit for the back. So go ahead and pin it down. Make sure that as you're pinning it, the edges of the main fabric are aligned together. Now after pinning it down, we are going to go ahead and make a straight stitch at the sides. Okay, remember we left about 1.5 inches stitching allowance. We are going to stitch it down by 1.5 inches. Please make sure that you measure to ensure that everything is your size is the same. Okay, make sure that your measurements are accurate. Now at the zip line, I'm going to mark 10 inches down. That's where we are going to be fixing our zip. Okay, so mark out 10 inches like you see me do on the both sides. Yeah, after doing that, we're going to go ahead and also mark out now at the hemline for our slit. I'm going up by 22 inches. That's how long I want my slit to be. You want your slit to be a bit above, an inch or two above your knee, so that you can walk freely. So mine is 22 inches. Now the part you see me hold here, that's where we are going to be stitching together, and then our zip will be at the top part. Please pay attention carefully. So I went ahead to do that. As you can see, this is our zip and this is our slit. Okay, this is our slit, neatly stitched down. This is what we have for the front. Pay attention to the hem. You're going to see what we did before. You see the effect of it at the hem. Now I went ahead to flip it over for you to see how pretty this is sitting. Yeah, so this is our slit, well aligned. You can see how neat the inside of the fabric is and how neat the outside is. And that's it for our basic skirt tutorial. You can tag me on social media if you're making these skirts so that I can celebrate your progress with you. And if you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share to your friends, and turn on the notifications. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.